Hello, everyone. Welcome to week one of Hofstra Esports Draft League. This is Cygnus, joined by
Daniel 1018.
And Scrumptious, aka Armando, and we are all here and excited to go over all these amazing games, some more than others. Obviously, we're all very excited about our games because they all went our way, we could say. But yeah, very
Spoiler
excited.
Alert.
Spoilers. But yeah, very excited to start off this week. We got a lot of exciting games. Some best of threes, some
Yeah,
did not make it to the third, but overall, we're going to see some interesting stuff from all the players that we got this week.
yeah, definitely. I am very excited.
I mean, speaking of
Yeah.
exciting, I'm on the screen. It's my game.
You're
Whoa!
famous.
No way.
But yeah,
You're
week
starting
one,
off with Armando against DJ. The this is the Plasma Proteans now against the TheGenGang
TheGenGang was
facing off here
here.
in week one.
Unfortunately, due to some miscommunication, TheGenGang did not fully understand that 4v4 doubles draft meant you could still bring all 6 of your Pokemon. But we decided to just play it out this week, and he'll get it good for next week, hopefully. But yeah, it was just some miscommunication.
Yeah, I could say right now, not the only player to have been confused by the format.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what
It
week one's all
happens.
about. It's getting used to the format, getting used to your Pokemon, and making sure that we're already here to get ready to
Yep.
improve for week 2 and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if you guys want me to talk about my team here, or if we want to talk about the Gang squad of 4.
Yeah, I guess we could start with yours, I guess, because the view has it as the player one.
So yeah, I was very scared about Ogerpon. Unfortunately, I overprepped for nothing. But because of the amount of steel types on the enemy team, my main plan of pretty much just bringing Ninetales and Kyurem just was not going to happen. Because Ninetales does not want to go against any of those Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I unfortunately had to pivot a little bit to my backup plan, being Lando. Landorus was going to be the lead. That was the plan going in. And just mainly getting rid of Rayquaza was my main plan with this team. Obviously, Kyurem can do that on his own. I just had to make sure he had the support for it to go down without a hitch.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, if you're running a weather team, airlock is definitely a threat.
Yeah, very scary.
Yeah, and looking at the Gengang over here, I see a couple steel types there with Metagross and Tinkaton. A lot of heavy hitters. Rayquaza as well, and that's Roulette rounding things out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mostly physical attackers for the most part. Obviously, Tinkaton with fake out pressure, and then Rayquaza getting rid of the weather. Not so much like
Yeah,
synergy, I would guess, but because these Pokemon can be pretty decent on their own, it's still a little worrying to go against.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at the
Apologies, I'm
Terra
getting over an illness here, so if you hear grunts or coughs or something, it's probably me.
it adds to the ambiance. But yeah, I mean,
blame him.
looking at the Terra types, it looks like DJ didn't do anything crazy. Mainly wanted to go with the main stab.
Yeah, they're all offensive.
Mm-hmm. And then with mine, I have a couple of defensive Terra types, with like Kyurem
Yeah.
and Brubonnet being Steel, and then I had Walking Wake being Fairy.
Yeah, keeping Volbeat on bugs surprised me a bit. I guess you just weren't thinking about terroring Volbeat, really.
Yeah, no, he was kind of just there as a support. I didn't really worry about
Yeah.
him dying. But yeah, let's get started into the game. Slow.
Yeah, here we go. Game one here.
First game of the draft league. Woohoo!
The Plasma Protean starting things off with Kieran Black next to Landorus Therian going up against a lead of Rayquaza and Cerulege coming out of the Gengang. Air, Airlock, Terrible, Intimidate, all coming out right away, and it's Landorus starting things off with a Rock Slide that activates Cerulog's weak armor, but also gets the flinch off.
Very lucky flinch. That thing would have hurt.
Yeah, and that Dragon Dance doesn't matter thanks to a 4-type super effective Icicle Spear being able to come out from Kieran Black's massive attack stat.
Yes.
Bitter Blade going into the Protect. And the Stomping Tantrum will take down Cerulog for the second knockout of the game. So getting doubled into the Terra Steel coming out as the Bullet Punch hits Landorus. He responds by Stomping Tantrum, taking a large chunk out of Tinkaton's health.
Yeah, Lander's
Yeah,
definitely putting in
Tinkaton
work.
may be bulky, but it's not in the not very bulky in the physical department.
Yeah, Landorus swapping out for Walking Wake now as Metagross goes for an offensive Terra Steel with a Bullet Punch, but because of the switch, it is resisted.
Yeah, the Steel Terror also made it no longer weak to my Shadow Claws.
True, yeah. Does work defensively as well. GenGang just trying to get out whatever damage they can, but this Walking Wake has Flamethrower. It'll be super effective on anything it hits here. Tinkaton goes down, and Metagross is in very low health. That Shadow Claw may not deal super effective damage anymore, but it'll still be enough to take out the weakened Metagross to give the Plasma Proteans game 1.
Yeah, for game 1, I think Landorus Therian put in a lot of work. It had super effective moves from most of the team, and then just getting that Intimidate off helped quite a bit.
Yeah, especially against a team of all physical attackers like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at game 2, heading into game 2, were you thinking of making any adjustments here, Armando, or were you just thinking bringing? It worked the first time, bringing the same 4 against this.
Yeah, I think most of the time I don't really like doing the same game plan like more than one game, so I wanted to do at least something slightly different, see if I can like not get adapted to too quickly.
Makes sense.
Yeah, for this next game, I think you'll see. I think it was Curum next to Brute Bonnet is what I decided to go against. See if I can just Rage Powder my way to victory. But yeah.
Yeah, and for the GenGang, no real option of switching things up as discussed earlier.
Yeah, maybe some different leads, but not too much room for switching out stuff.
He was going, yeah, it's Brute Bonnet starting off next to Kieran Black here against a different lead from the GenGang as well, with it being Metagross standing next to Rayquaza. The Brute Bonnet will immediately Terra Slice to Steel and Rage Powder. Nice defensive play there.
Very scary Dragon Dance coming out from the Razaquaz, but not today.
Yeah, it's just way too vulnerable in front of Kieran Black there.
Mm-hmm.
Another Rage Powder to protect Kieran as Cerulog just brought down, but Weak Armor will activate. As that Bitter Blade will pick up a knockout and heal a lot of HP. Down goes Brute Bonnet.
Yeah, this turn
Knockoff takes
pretty
a
bad for me.
good chunk off of Kieran too.
I was kind of stressing a bit after that turn. But the Intimidate coming out pretty helpful for not dying to the Cerulog. Which was surprisingly chunky. I'm surprised it lived that Shadow Claw, the initial one.
Yeah.
But it could not live that Stomping Tantrum from Jafar.
Yeah, Metagross comes back out. It's the Steel Duo remaining for the GenGang once again. Make that single now, because the Stomping Tantrum picks up another knockout.
Yeah, that crit definitely mattered. I'm pretty sure it lived last time. Yeah, speaking of living, I lived on 1% there. Kind of unlucky.
Ooh.
But
Oh yeah, but in the end, Jafar the Landorus Therian putting in the work in this match, picking up a lot of knockouts here, especially in game 2.
Hmm. Yeah, I was like thinking back. I don't think I put that much attack investment into Kiram because it has like 175 base attack. So I'm like, I'll probably be fine. But it kind of bit me there with Cerulege being able to live and kill Brute Bonnet as a result. In retrospect, I would have made it a Water Terra, but I genuinely didn't think I was gonna see Cerulege. But you know, that's what draft's all about, having to adapt on the fly.
Yes.
Yeah, is what it is. A lot more viable options come out come out in the draft league format. That's for sure.
Hmm. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the GenGang. Hopefully, with all 6 Pokemon, it's gonna make the whole difference. You know, being able
Yeah,
to switch
make
out
more of an
Pokemon.
impact.
Yeah. But going into our next game,
Oh, hey, it's me now. Yes, this is my game against Toad, and well, Toad unfortunately had the opposite misconception in as DJ did last game. Toad thought thought we were playing a 6v6 battle. It was caught a bit
Ah,
off guard with the Bring 4,
mhm.
which unfortunate. But yeah, looking here into my team, I was thinking about this. I kind of realized how important Golden Go is as a way of taking out Tyranitar. Going against a core with Tyranitar and Excadrill in it is very scary. And I knew I definitely wanted to play around preserving Koraidon to try to win the Weather War as much as possible.
Mhm.
I
And then
also noticed, yeah, I also noticed a lot of physical attackers from my opponent's side, which is why I brought Paldean and Tauros for the Intimidate.
yeah, Golden Gold not as well as doing good against Tyranitar and Excadrill. It also shuts down pretty much most of the Trick Room type sweepers that Toad drafted, and it does very well into this type of matchup. But obviously, Excadrill very scary, can do the counter KO if it gets set out
Yeah,
next to Tyranitar. So it's just pretty much a matchup of positioning.
yeah, pretty much. And looking into the Terra types, even with Intimidate on my side, Photon guys are scared. Photon guys are scaring me a lot, which is one of the main reasons I had Terra. One of the reasons I had a few different Terra Darks on this team.
Mhm.
I just want to neutralize that. Yeah, Amoonguss was ground just just to just like help it resist. Right, just to help against ground and steel. A Golden Go was just running steel terror for offense, and I was pretty surprised at not seeing any grass terrors on the opposing team given the presence of Amoonguss.
Yeah, I am intrigued by the Poison Terra on Excadrill. I'm not entirely sure what that's. Oh, does Poison resist Ghost, maybe?
A fairy for Fluttermane,
Fairy.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess for that.
but for Excadrill, it's a
I
steel
mean,
type.
yeah, I don't really know why
Oh
it would
yeah,
do that. I don't know. Maybe you got like Poison Jab or something on it. I don't know.
yeah, that could provide stab poison jab.
And then Terrifier for Necrozma is pretty good to avoid Koraidon, Flare Blitzes, and stuff. And then T-Tar with the Fairy Terra, most likely maybe to get resist some of those fighting type attacks. Definitely for the fighting type attacks, yeah.
Yeah, fighting type. I guess don't I have Koraidon as well.
Hmm. So yeah, definitely some interesting preparation from both sides. And we'll see how that played out.
Yeah, starting here with the game, you have the Malevolent Miraidons, starting with Fluttermane and Tauros up against Unown from ME, starting with Ambipom and Clefairy, which is definitely not what I was expecting here.
Yeah, both Pokemon definitely seem more on the
Sonic
support
name.
side.
Yeah, normal gem boosting that fake out as well.
I feel like it's not Technician because I feel like it would have done way more with the normal
Yeah.
gem boost.
Yeah, both teams making a switch. as Taurus locks into Rock Slide. It is running Choice Band here, but
Unfortunate Golden Go matchup check.
yeah, that was pretty much why I switched into Golden Go there. Admittedly, I didn't want to get status that I didn't want to get status at all there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that makes
And
sense.
then I figured,
massive make it
and then I
rain.
figured,
Make a rain going crazy.
I figured with Tyranitar out there, I deal some heavy damage.
Mhm.
Fable comes back out as I switch back to Taurus, setting up another Intimidate and protecting to get ready for that fake out.
Very nice protect. Ooh, and the double fake out and Thunder Wave.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really strong turn.
But Golden Go back out with its very scary Make It Rain presence. Ooh, and it stole the Choice Band. No item on that Tails.
Taurus. Yeah. Draining Kiss resisted by Golden Go there. And then Houndstone comes out in the back, which
Yeah, unfortunately,
definitely could
no
be
longer
scary as well.
in the what's it called, Sandstorm. So it's kind of a sitting duck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, was it called Sonic? Because it's a dead franchise. I'm sorry. No. But yeah, very decisive game one there from you, Denny. Golden Go put in massive amounts of work with Make It Rain.
Yeah, definitely. After this game, I felt good heading into game 2 with the same game plan, getting ready to switch if it went to a game 3. But I felt good about what I was bringing. I felt good about the Taurus and Golden Go plan at this point.
Hmm I mean, I think it's kind of surprising that Excadrill kind of didn't come out there. Choosing Houndstone as your like sand Pokemon over Excadrill seems a little interesting. Maybe you just wanted to prioritize getting rid of Fluttermane or avoiding that Smeargle in the back, or that could have been in the back. But we'll see what changes Toad makes for game 2.
Yes. And here we go now, heading into game 2. Starting things off. I kept my lead the same, going Fluttermane and Taurus, but Toad, definitely a switch up. I was very scared at this point seeing Excadrill.
Wait, I just
I was
realized
like,
they're all named after Sonic characters, except Excadrill is just named Excadrill.
yeah.
Oh, you didn't hear about that Sonic character? I think he comes out the new racing game.
No.
So yeah, I was
With
pretty
Sandra,
scared after this
yeah.
first turn, I admit.
Yeah,
And then I
double
saw
switch.
this. Switch individual, but then I realized this meant that this meant Tyranitar did not show up. As Toad told me, that was unfortunately a misclick,
Yeah, very
Damn.
which very unfortunate.
Yeah, and I think with the knowledge that
Yeah.
knowing that Tyranitar is not in the back, you kind of don't have to worry about Excadrill as much because it's going to be significantly slower.
Yeah. No Sand Rush, no Sand Force, no nothing.
Yeah, and without that, these Pokemon kind of crumble against Golden Go specifically.
Yeah. Very unfortunate.
Yeah,
Or
and
Excadrill.
Taurus also threatens Excadrill as well.
Yeah, my favorite Sonic character going down, unfortunately, by El Toro.
I'm kind of surprised there's not a Sonic character named like El Toro or something like that.
Not yet.
It'd be Toro the Bull or something stupid like
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, unfortunate that the misclick kind of costed that Tyranitar coming out in game 2. But I think the main thing Toad had to switch up was just positioning his Pokemon a little better, making sure his Sand Sweepers were out when the sand was out. Try to avoid getting, sun changed on you. But I think if Toad
Yeah,
makes
that's
those
why I was
changes-
keeping Koraidon in the back. I was very worried about keeping control over the weather.
Mhm. Yeah, you definitely got to make sure you keep your positioning, especially in the weather wars that we're going to be seeing quite a lot this whole season. So, yeah. Overall, good set. Hopefully, we'll see more of those changes, more of those realizations coming in later for week 2 for both these players. Denny being here as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, also, I feel Golden Go is just also in certain matchups, Golden Go is just extremely oppressive too.
Yeah, if you're not prepping for Golden Go,
It's one of those Pokemon.
Yeah, Good as gold. Broken ability. Make it rain. Broken move.
Yeah. And that typing.
But speaking of broken, we have two very broken teams with the Miraidon team and obviously the Groudon Sun team.
Yeah, we have the Rising Raichus featuring Miraidon, Whimsicott, Ogerpon Hearthflame, Iron Hands, Farigiraf, and Urshifu Single Strike. It's Arabega Miraidon coming up against the Rose-Tinted-Lenses featuring Groudon, Raging Bolt, Ogerpon Wellspring, Gouging Fire, Roaring Moon, and Grimmsnarl. So 2 Ogerpons in this match.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing how they play into each other. But Marcus technically having the advantage here, having the water one over the fire one, if they were
Yeah.
able to cross each other. I am noticing that Gouging Fire has a moving sprite, but Walking Wake does not. There's some favoritism going on here, but regardless. Yeah, it's a
Does
very
Raging Bolt?
interesting matchup. It looks like no, he's just still PNG.
Yeah.
Gouging Fire favoritism. But yeah, I think this is a very interesting matchup because one side doesn't really mind the Sun, to be honest. And obviously Marcus really wants his Sun up, but I mean, with Whimsicott and obviously Hearthflame, it's kind of a little like a double-bladed edge here.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel this is a matchup where the Rising Raichus definitely want electric terrain up, and the Rose-Tinted-Lenses definitely want the sun up. But neither side really minds what the other side is bringing too. They're not like competing for control with each other on those fronts.
It's terrain and weather. They don't really interact. So
Yeah, especially with Raging Bolt,
Yeah.
he doesn't mind the terrain coming up either. And then looking at the Terra types, there's some interesting stuff going on here.
Yeah, I do really like Water Terra on Iron Hands, especially when you don't have to worry about opposing Miraidon.
Mm-hmm.
And Terra Fairy on Miraidon is just golden, pretty much. Especially against this team. Especially with this team is against having 3 dragons as well.
Yeah. Seen the grass terras. I'm not sure what specifically that's for, because I don't think either team drafted a spore Pokemon or like a sleep. Actually, I think Marcus might have, but I'm not sure if Taco has a spore or
Yeah.
sleep powder Pokemon.
no, I'm lying.
Interesting. So a lot to think about just right off the bat from team preview here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's 2 scary teams here, you know.
Yeah, the momentum of this match definitely depends on what they decide to lead with and how that plays out.
And starting off, we're seeing Taka Lover leading with Miraidon next to Whimsicott, a classic lead. And it's against Groudon and Grimmsnarl. So both sides having their restricted with their supporters.
Ooh, but Whimsicott leaving the field upon seeing Groudon.
Yeah, Electric Seed popping off Farigiraf as Miraidon commits the Terra turn 1.
Ooh, but that light screen immediately saving Groudon's life there.
Power of Prankster.
No.
We got big old George coming in with that Quark Drive.
Iron Hands. Oh, that Prankster actually backfiring thanks to Farigiraf's Armor Tail. Really good positioning with the Farigiraf there.
Yep, so far no deaths on the field, but that fake out might confirm a kill against Groudon. And it looks like it does.
Yeah, well... Yeah, with the offensive Prankster pretty much nullified, it's a pretty tough spot for Grimmsnarl there, unless it wanted to set up a Reflect, really. There wasn't really that much it could do other than Spirit Break.
Ooh, it can't even leave
As they
the
can't even
field.
put a shot out.
But Marcus setting up that Tailwind. Ooh, but the low kick takes it down.
Yeah. Yeah, the Iron Hands is getting an attack boost from Quark Drive. Catching fire because with the speed boost of its own, but Hand switches out for Miraidon. Coming in with this Terra Fairy now against Gouging Fire.
Ooh, but setting up a Howl, trying to make its Grimmsnarl have more offensive capability now that its Prankster's pretty much done. With Farigiraf on the field.
The Electric Terrain does wear off. As Miraidon will be able to live this, and then the Helping Hand Draco Meteor will get the one-shot onto Gouging Fire.
Oof, yeah, even the light screen could not help it there.
Yeah, Farigiraf will go down to the Spirit Break, finally freeing Grimmsnarl from the shackles of Armor Tail.
Yeah, but a lot of work has to be done by this Grimmsnarl to bring it back here, and it looks like it might not be enough.
Especially with 3
Yeah,
mom.
facing the 1v3, Tailwind just wore out, and Whimsicott gets its own Tailwind up.
Ooh, Marcus going for the Thunder Wave, trying to maybe cheese his way into it, but that Heavy Slam coming in.
Yeah, I really like Tackle Lover's use of Farigiraf to just nullify the advantage Marcus could have had from Grimmsnarl there.
Yeah, kind of nullifying his main support Pokemon for the other 3 offensive Pokemon that Marcus brought in kind of made it very tough for him to gain an advantage against, Miraidon and Iron Hands.
Yeah, which Iron Hands, as we said in the draft preview, pretty much the second restricted of this team.
Yeah, very scary, especially as someone who's used it before to great effect.
Yeah, but now, unlike then, Miraidon's present, so it can actually get the Quark Drive while holding another item.
Yeah.
Makes it even scarier.
Yeah, George definitely reminded everyone why he is in the jungle.
Gotta watch out for that tree, man.
Absolutely.
Real.
Marcus may not have a tree, but he does have a very long-necked dinosaur in the back, and depending on how he switches out these Pokemon, I think he could definitely make a difference. And I think if he just doesn't bring Grimmsnarl, maybe bring an Ogerpon or that Raging Bolt to also take advantage of the sun, I think we can see a very different game too.
For sure.
And I think for Taco's side, he just has to make sure he keeps that offensive pressure, shut down the support Pokemon, because as he saw before, without the support Pokemon, some of these Pokemon fail to keep up with the broken stats of Miraidon and George.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Here we go. Will the leads change? Iron Hands is leading off this time next to Whimsicott instead of Miraidon. And Groudon comes out to play once again next to Grimmsnarl. Marcus being the one to keep the same lead, interestingly enough.
Ooh, immediately parting shotting, try not to stay in front of a possible Farigiraf coming in.
Makes sense. And this Roaring Moon will get the speed boost from the photosynthesis as well. And Iron Hands has taken a sizable attack drop from this.
I am surprised Whimsicott switched out, because both of those Pokemon kind of did good pressure against Roaring Moon, but the Water Terror coming out.
Knockoff will get rid of that Assault Vest. And Roaring Moon barely survives this time.
Ooh, and the Heat Crash crit definitely mattered quite a bit.
Oh yeah, that's a big crit.
Yeah. Really important.
Ooh, unfortunate miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Moon does go down, but both sides do have Tailwind up now, with Marcus's lasting a couple turns longer.
Opting to bring in Gouging Fire here. Ooh, in front of 2 Pokemon that it does quite enjoy being in front of, but Breaking Swipe picks up the KO on Ogerpon.
Yeah, not really sweating the ineffective blow into Whimsicott there. Whimsicott's definitely not the big threat here, as we see Gouging Fire will get encored into Breaking Swipe though, and with which actually I don't think Marcus necessarily minds this, especially with the Terra having already been committed as water into this, meaning Miraidon cannot terrestrialize to Fairy type.
Yeah, it does not want to pick up Breaking Swipes. Even though it doesn't mind the attack drop, it does mind that damage. Especially in front of a Precipice Blading Groudon, which it does pick up the KO there.
Yeah. Big damage.
Tailwind is gone for Marcus, but Taco Lover's down to the final 2 Pokemon here as Groudon switches out with Grimmsnarl to eating the fake out energy ball double up. Nice switch by Marcus.
Yep, and when now George not being able to switch out, it's not going to enjoy those breaking swipes, but with the Encore ending, it's looking a little problematic here.
Yeah, Hans is able to be paralyzed now that it's Terran too. And with this paralyzed and attack drop to Iron Hands left to face 3 members of Marcus's team, it's looking pretty good for the Rose-Tinted-Lenses here in Game 2.
Yeah. Especially with, 3 Mons left. Yeah, it's pretty easy to take off the win there.
Yeah, and Groudon standing in the back.
Yeah, Marcus making the changes that he needed to kind of bring it back this game too. I'm surprised Taco didn't bring Farigiraf once more. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe he assumed
yeah, that
that he would
surprised me
bring
too.
Grimmsnarl, but Farigiraf definitely would have made quite a difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm not
Definitely
too sure
just,
what Ogerpon
just
does
stopping those
matchup.
parting shots and Thunderwave from coming out would have been big.
Mhm.
But here we are. It's Game 3. Winner take all for this one. Miraidon and Farigiraf lead this time
Yeah, but it
against
looks like
Gouging Fire and
Farigiraf
Ogerpon
coming back.
Wellstring. Marcus once again, or Marcus this time being the one to make the big adjustment here in the leads.
Maybe possibly baiting out that Farigiraf no longer being as useful without Grimmsnarl.
Yeah.
Ooh, and
The miss onto the
pivotal.
follow me and Ogerpon. And yeah, that Terra Fairy was nice from Taco's side.
Yeah. Especially with the gouging on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ogerpon unfortunately got ultra nuked there by Miraidon.
Helping hand Draco. Oh, and it's over.
Yeah, the booster energy activating Protosynthesis for Roaring Moon this time before Groudon even comes out.
And we see a Flying Terra from Roaring Moon here.
Yeah, with Acrobatics after the booster energy's been used.
And then with the Howl, it's going to be doing massive damage with those. Seeing a lot of helping hands from Paul.
Acrobatics will do a number on the... will do number into Paul, and Breaking Swipe will mitigate the boost Iron Hands is gaining from Quark Drive.
Ooh, the Burning Bulwark maybe predicting an attack from George here.
Let's see if
Yeah.
that does anything
Was it
here.
the right read?
Ooh, and it was.
Oh, it was!
Yes, it does! The burn gets applied! Yeah, that's just one turn. That's just one turn of Iron Hands left this game.
Yeah, you kind of just ignore
It looks like it will be now.
Ooh, and it looks like it narrowly survives that.
Yeah, hard to tell with all the modifiers on screen.
Yeah, Roaring Moon is stacking those green text on screen.
Double showdown for you.
Yeah, but the Terra Fairy Miraidon comes back out. Marcus will play defensive, opting to Burning Bulwark and Tailwind here, but Moon will eat that Volt Switch and take it very hard.
And it looks like Taco opted not to bring Whimsicott this game, instead bringing Papa Bear, the Urshifu single strike. And with that Burning Bulwark, I believe it will hit through it and not get burned. I'm not sure if it still gets burned because of that.
I don't know if it gets burned or not, but it definitely hits through it, yeah.
Ooh, doing a whopping 42% with that Sucker Punch, but that Breaking Swipe is going to lower its attack.
Yeah, Breaking Swipe could be really big here.
Ooh, and the double, technically, with the Precipice Blades, they're picking up the KO.
Yeah, with that actually, Actually, the Breaking Swipe attack drop didn't really matter there. It's just Miraidon left against a Groudon in a Gouging Fire. Heat Crash will do it, and the Rose-Tinted-Lenses come back from going down 1-0 in the set to win this match.
Yeah, some crazy adaptation.
Good plays there, yeah.
I think it is kind of interesting that Marcus opted to bring Grimmsnarl Game 2 but then not game 3. Almost like, I almost want to believe he was baiting that Farigiraf to come out to kind of become a nothing burger, but I mean, those
Yeah, it
helping
seems
hands
like
still
it.
did help.
Very interesting.
Yeah, very good adaptation from both players there. Hopefully we'll continue to see more for their next game next week.
Yeah, we saw a lot of things being mixed up in between games for sure.
Yeah, looking at our next teams, we got Hunter with the Wayward Weaviles and Cap/Kyle under the Eevee Alliance. Interesting matchup here. Rain versus stuff thrown at the wall.
Yeah, maybe some like psychic terrain coming out. Who knows? But yeah, the Wayward Weaviles are coming in with a very scary core comprised of Mousehold, Archaludon, Kyogre, Basculegion Male, Tornadus Incarnate, and Pelipper, going up against the Eevee Alliance and their Mewtwo, Clefairy, Vaporeon, Gastrodon, Cresselia, and Kingambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Cap and Couch opting to take advantage of that rain with bringing 2 water types, Gastrodon and Vaporeon, but Gastrodon obviously having with Storm Drain, kind of being able to nullify some of the damage that comes out of Kyogre.
Yeah, for sure. Storm Drain and Water Absorb are definitely things to look out for here. Honestly, kind of makes me wonder if Hunter might kind of treat the rain as a bit of a lesser priority and focus more on like Mousehold or Caledon here.
And then with some Terra types, we see some interesting stuff. Mousehold going for the Ghost, Double Grass on Archaludon and Kyogre. Basculegion going with the Dark Terra, interesting enough. Maybe they deal with that Mewtwo, obviously. And then Tornadus with this bit of a defensive typing and Steel, and then Pelipper once again with that Dark Terra.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this rain team is just super interesting, and really, I think if Archaludon comes in without rain or not, I think it really depends on what the item's gonna be.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
running the Power Herb or if it's just like Assault Vest.
Archaludon's definitely going to be the game changer here, depending on what type of set is run on it. And it is going to be that Mousehold Archaludon lead. In front of Mewtwo and that Clefairy. Ooh, and Mewtwo going off with that nasty plot. Turn 1.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6,
6,
7,
7,
7,
8,
8,
9,
9, and 10 hit. It won't quite take down Clefairy, but that Flash Cannon sure will.
10 bombs, 1 cannon, and it's over for Clefairy.
Frangard is gone from the Eevee Alliance's side, but Helping Hand is here.
Ooh, the Side Strike. Focus Sash.
Yeah, bringing Mousehold down to Sash, but it will self-population and bomb to raise up Archaludon's defense with that stamina. Quite the terrifying duo these two mounts make. Especially
Yeah,
with not only
the
are the
stamina plus friend guard, it's just nutty.
Exactly.
I think it should be an illegal play for you to bomb a bridge live. Come on now. We gotta think about the fans. But Mousehold finally getting taken down by an Ice Beam, no less.
Yeah, Hunter sacking it there with the Follow Me when it was down at Sash there. They're keeping Archaludon safe, letting it take out Mewtwo. Its physical defense is sky high up to 11, and now the rain is out with the Kyogre coming in from the back.
Ooh, opting for the double protect, but it wasn't even being targeted.
Yeah,
the
if
blizzard
you're Hunter,
nest, unfortunate.
yeah, if I'm Hunter, I definitely just want Gastrodon out of here so I can
so I can freely fire off electro shots into just whatever slot I desire.
Yeah.
We'll go into the protect there. But this blizzard won't really be doing much to either of these mons.
Yeah, definitely not in the rain.
Helping Hand is out, but this is Swift Swim Basket Legion, and with Mouse Hold Down Last Respects does get one level of power boost. The Keldeos free to Electroshock here. That's the second boost it's gotten.
Even with those boosts, I mean, Cresselia took that pretty well. But with it being the only survivor, it's kind of tough to win this back.
Yeah, against Archaludon Basket Legion and Kyogre.
Opting the helping hand, no one. And the fish giving his last respects, quite literally taking game 1. Yeah, Hunter's Core is just so oppressive, especially trying to get those max defense boosts on the Archaludon. It's just very hard to take down. And with the team that Cap and Kyle brought, I'm not sure like what adjustments you could make. Maybe bring in King Gambit, just try to nuke Archaludon turn 1. But obviously with that mouse hold, it makes it a little difficult to do so.
Absolutely. So heading into game 2 now. Now I'm not really sure what to expect out of the Eevee Alliance here, but I don't know if I'm even really expecting much of a change from Hunter's side.
Yeah, Archaludon definitely comes. Maybe no, I don't think there's no reason to not bring mouse hold. It's not really afraid of too many things on the opposite side. I can tell you what, we're definitely gonna see a couple more helping hands. But yeah, let's see what type of adjustments were made.
Always nice to give a hand to a friend.
Of course,
Yeah.
even if they're dead.
Maybe guard him too, but ooh, it's Kyogre Tornadus lead for Hunter this time. Up against the double water duo.
Makes sense against the rain team.
Could this be a
Want to
Grass
use
Terra
Pokemon that kind of
Blast?
benefit from
You know, I
thing.
think Grass Terra's
Ooh.
yeah, it is Terra Blast, but it goes into the protect slot.
Interesting play to go for the charm, because there's a non-zero chance that it's Defiant. Ooh,
Yeah, Terra Blast will just nuke Gastrodon out of here. Vaporeon does get Wish off, but I mean, it can like Vaporeon's like it can like maybe survive with a Friend Guard. I'm not even sure though because of the chip damage it took.
But yeah, with that Gastrodon down, that water spout's gonna be doing massive damage.
Yeah, although not quite as much now with that special attack drop from Moonblast. Ridge comes back in as Vaporeon's Stellar Terra's in protects. Luke will bring it down, but this one-turn Electro Shot will be what seals the deal here. And the Wayward Weaviles take week 1 with a 2-0 win.
A lot of sweeps here, I'm noticing.
Yeah, other than
Yeah, except for the
Marcus and
Except
Taco.
for
Marcus Taco
yeah,
argument.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, in this case, I don't really know if Cap and Kyle really had the tools to even deal with Hunter's team. It's just like so oppressive. Mainly Archaludon, to be honest.
Yeah, and the Grass Terra Blast on Kyogre is a great counter to the Gastrodon as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But now here we're seeing our next match, which is the Philadelphia Phantoms, coached by Mark, up against Mets' own Kittenish Keldeos. Here we're seeing Mark, interestingly, not bringing the Calyrex Shadow Rider, nor the Rillaboom or the Urshifu, instead going for a much more defensive comp against these fast physical attackers that are on Matt's side.
Yeah, certainly a very interesting brain with all those powerhouses that he just neglects to bring here.
Yeah, to be honest, if you get rid of Incineroar, Zacian kind of just goes crazy on this team.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a very defensive team. Really interesting considering Chien-Pao kind of can also just get rid of those defenses with this ability, at least a little bit. But yeah, very interesting teams.
I'm not seeing that much in the way of. I'm not seeing too much in terms of priority. I guess there are a few months who could Sucker Punch, which could be blocked by the Psychic Terrain, and maybe a Jet Punch from Palafin as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jet Punch would be the main thing that I would see it helping with. But in terms of Terra types, it looks like Matt didn't really opt to go mainly more offensive, obviously with this very offensive team with those Terra types. But we got like Poison Terra on Tinglu, on Umbreon. Poison would obviously be the main Terra for Toxapex. Though I would probably say it'd probably be better to go for Water, but maybe you don't want to get hit by those Meowscarada crits. And then the Ghost Terra on Incineroar to avoid the Fake Out. And then mainly offensive ones for Avalugg and isn't Eevee Fairy? No, it's Psychic Normal, no?
Second normal, yeah.
Yeah.
Psychic Normal.
So yeah, maybe Fairy to boost some Dazzling Gleams or such, or just for defensive stuff.
Yeah, and DD Male is definitely the more offensive form, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting matchup. We'll see how their leads play out.
It's Incineroar next to Indeedee here, up against Palafin and Volcarona. So right away, as we mentioned in team preview, we're seeing the threat of Jet Punch being
Oh.
nullified here.
Fake Out.
Oh no.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately,
Palafin gets the flip turn
Indeedee
off,
is called
too.
Lamau, but he is Lamauing on both sides. Ooh, but the Quiver Dance getting set up right as Trick Room does.
Yeah, suddenly this turn was looking very much in Matt's favor. Now I'm not so sure with that Trick Room up now.
Oh, it's still opting to boost his
that-
speed here.
Interesting. The Bug Buzz blocked by a big Protect as Psychic Noise goes into Volcarona. No healing for that.
Volcarona opting to go for Air Slash is interesting because Bug Buzz
Eject button.
did pretty good against both those Pokemon. But yeah, Incineroar coming back in.
Taking some hefty damage from that Dragon Dart there, though.
Cerebral with the Whirlwind, bringing
Okay.
Palafin in, which is kind of unfortunate because it kind of enjoys that free switch in.
Yeah, at least the Psychic Terrain and Trick Room are both up.
Oh, but unfortunately forgetting about the Psychic Terrain once more.
Yeah, Ruination will take Palafin down to half here, as Flare Blitz will...
Barely
just
knocked
barely missed
out.
on the KO. A Jet Punch still getting blocked by that Psychic Terrain, as Stealth Rock's being placed by Tinglu now. We're seeing hazards
yeah.
and doubles here, folks.
Interesting decisions are being made. But
Yeah,
watch,
that
it's gonna
pesky
matter.
Psychic Terrain's
Dragapult damage.
finally out of the way. But it gets reset. Will Matt fall for the bait there? Oh, the Sucker Punch will fail, as will
Oh.
Jet Punch. That was a massive switch.
The Whirlwind getting that Stealth Rock damage.
And Zacian will get the Intrepid Sword boost. That could go away permanently if another Whirlwind could come in.
Yeah. Well, the Intim doesn't matter. Get Intimmed.
Yeah, that's enough for Indeedee to barely survive the Behemoth Blade there, too. As Trick Room's back up once again, along with Psychic Terrain. A helping hand Flare Blitz will be enough to take out Zacian.
Yeah, unfortunately, not going for that Indeedee last turn costs Zacian his life, which it definitely very well could have swept up the rest of the game, but a very big KO from Incineroar there.
Yeah, we're seeing Toxapex being revealed as Mark's fourth mon, coming alongside Ting Lu. For this 2v2 scenario here, there will be no more switching in this battle. The Infestation is trying to rack up some long-term damage on Palafin with these tanks on the field.
Who living on that 1%.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, with that Infestation, Toxapex is kind of just set up here to tank out the rest of
Oh,
the
the
game.
sucker. Ah.
The Psychic Terrain just putting in its work here.
Doing numbers. It's insane.
Yeah, this Drain Punch will barely touch Toxapex, and with Toxic and Infestation coming on, it's with the wall that is this Toxapex in the Palafin, I think it's just a matter of time here.
Yeah, Palafin unfortunately just does not have the tools to do any major damage to Toxapex, and that kind of cost him the game. And Psychic Terrain just doing crazy things against Matt. Matt unfortunately probably does not know how specifically Psychic Terrain works, or maybe just didn't have good enough moves to pivot again.
Honestly, I could see him thinking that the Psychic Terrain is gone due to the Trick Room graphic kind of
yeah.
overriding it. Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it is kind of hard to tell visually there.
Definitely the pivotal turn of that game was that Incineroar knocking out Zacian, because if Zacian was alive, I think this would have ended up being a very different game.
Yeah, massive helping hand from the Indeedee there. Incineroar may be the MVP on paper with the knockouts, but I think Indeedee was actually the real MVP of this game.
For sure. It definitely lamoued a lot this game.
Indeedee it did, as we're going into Game 2 now, seeing what adjustments these two players are going to make for Game 2. Right off the bat, we're seeing Indeedee leave once again, but it's Ting Lu instead of Incineroar this time, as it's Zacian and Dragapult coming from Matt's side of the field.
I definitely like this lead. Other than Sucker Punch, you're putting up... other than Sucker Punch, you're putting a lot of offensive pressure. But yeah, I'm picking up with that KO.
Yeah, down goes Indeedee.
It's Stealth Rock once more.
Yeah, now that Psychic Terrain's on a permanent timer to be gone now.
Ooh, opting to go for a Swords Dance in front of Incineroar. Interesting decision.
I guess get that attack back up after the Intimidate comes in.
Yeah, and without that Trick Room, I mean, Matt's looking in a lot better position here. Oh, but the Whirlwind getting rid of that attack boost they just got.
Oh. Yeah, and Intrepid Sword only activates once per battle in this gen as well. So no more So if Zacian wants an attack boost, it'll have to set up another Sword Stance later in the match.
Masquerade with the Nora Sphere kind of did nothing. I don't know what Masquerade's special attack set is, but it can't be that great.
Ruination chunking down Masquerada as well. But that play rough will land its mark. Incineroar's almost down, Ting Lu's out. This is looking a lot better for Matt, even with Masquerada going down here.
No, but the recoil is taking it down now.
It's a 2v1, and it's Qianpao next to Zacian here against this Umbreon.
Yeah.
Sword of Ruin is active.
Ooh, picks up the KO.
Yeah, not surprised at that one-shots. Even with Umbreon's tankiness, taking a super effective play rough from a Zacian of all things, with Sword of Ruin in play, yeah.
Yeah, definitely taking out that
numbers.
Indeedee early on made quite a difference.
Yeah, I think if Mark keep Indeedee a bit more safe throughout the match, maybe get some Intimidate cycles in with Incineroar, I think Game 3 will pretty much come down to that feature.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as soon as I mention, a lot of sweeps this week, we get a Game 3.
Yes, Indeedee we do. As it's Indeedee Toxapex this time, third different lead for Mark.
I am surprised that the Palafin coming back.
Come out.
It doesn't really do too much without its signature Jet Punch. Ooh, and
He
indeed
protects.
protecting itself. The double into it.
Big protect there. As Palafin is on the timer now and was not able to switch out with flip turn.
Ooh, but saying you're not
But
safe
he-
this turn and just trying to fully get rid of that Indeedee, trying to repeat last game.
Yeah, that turn was a nice bit of handiwork from that here, getting Chen Pao out next to Zacian as well.
Mhm.
But it is eating Infestation, and Incineroar will get the Intimidate off here.
Ooh, Psychic Fangs,
Which
but that
lets-
Intimidate costing him the kill there.
Yeah, that Intimidate's putting in some work here as Chen Pao is brought down to Sash as Incineroar eats a lot of recoil there. But Chilling Water will also hit into Zacian, lowering its
And
Going
with
attack
that
even
infestation,
further.
it cannot switch out, so it's stuck with that low attack
Yeah.
boost.
Yeah.
still enough to take out Toxapex with the Psychic Fangs, though.
Ooh,
But
and
the
low
Ghost
Terra.
Terra saving Incineroar from that Sacred Sword. Flarebits takes up another KO into Zacian. Chen Pao is one hit away from going down here as Dragon Ball comes out. As Incineroar on the other side is joined by Ting Lu now.
Matt's still in a good position there, but forgetting about the
Oh.
psychic terrain.
On the very last turn, it was in play
Ooh.
as well, thanks to Ice Spinner.
Yeah, forgetting about that psychic terrain, let Incineroar pick up another KO.
Yeah, just Sucker Punch's own priority working against it. If that Ice Spinner would have been able to get it to come out before the Sucker Punch.
I mean, still not a horrible position here. Palafin set up to enter the 1v1 with Ting Lu.
Yeah, it is badly poisoned though.
Who, with those drain punches, opting to try and heal off those poison damage. Will it be enough? I think this is in Jet Punch range.
Yeah, really, Ting Lu just needs to last enough turns here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Toxic to ramp up.
Ooh,
Oh,
but
and
the
it's
crit.
That'll
another
do
crit.
it. Yeah, that crit probably mattered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Palafin was faster too. If that didn't crit,
Mhm.
Palafin faster, it could definitely pick up a KO with Jet Punch too.
Yeah, I definitely think Jet Punch might have KO'd last turn, to be
Wow.
honest. Because with Stab, because Drain Punch is what, 60 base power? And then Jet Punch is like 50?
40, I
Yeah,
think.
Oh, 40?
No, Jet Punch I'm pretty sure is 50. It's more powerful than most priority moves a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, Jet Punch might have picked up the KO. Or like barely didn't, but that crit, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not
sealed
sure,
the
but
deal
yeah.
there.
Yeah, X marks and the Philadelphia Phantoms winning by the narrowest of margins here in this very exciting 3-game match.
Yeah, definitely some good adaptations coming out from both players, but unfortunately that psychic terrain,
man.
Lamout all over Matt with those sucker punches. But
Yeah, if Jet Punch came out on the last turn, or if Stomping Tantrum didn't crit, we could very well have seen a different outcome of this match.
mhm. Yeah, very well played on both sides there. But speaking of well played, we got Daniel on screen.
Hey.
Against the Ludicrous Lugias by the one and only Metronome Master himself, Levin.
Oh, yeah. This was certainly a match that happened.
Yeah, definitely interesting matchup. Obviously, Levin with a lot of those metronome Pokemon, maybe not be able to like sync well enough with each other, but Daniel got a lot of syncing Pokemon, obviously with the Psychic Terrain Pokemon, Trick Room. Yeah, they all like being next to each other. They're all very best friends. Levin's Pokemon unfortunately hate each other. They do not like each other's presence. Maybe Iron Valiant and Carnivore, but they just like to metronome.
Yeah, that Annihilate is definitely pissed at everyone.
Yeah, he hates that he's right next
He's
to that
so
big
angry
old
he
Flappy Bird right
died.
now. He keeps getting slapped in the back by Lugia. He is pissed.
Yeah, this Annihilate used to be a Primeape, but then it kept getting hit by Lugia's wings and got so mad that it became an Annihilate.
I don't know, Denny. The streets are saying that when it was a Primeape, it metronomed and got Explosion, and now it's Annihilate. Yeah, obviously a very interesting matchup. Terra type
Yeah.
wise, we got some interesting defensive ones coming from Daniel's side with the Fairy-on Lunala, Fairy-on Indeedee, Water coming out from Armor Rouge, probably to help with, let's see, maybe it's from
Oh yeah,
some
we're
other
seeing
Pokemon.
Indeedee 2 times in a row with this order as well.
Indeed.
E.
Yeah, and then on Levin's side, the Terra types are pretty standard. Probably just didn't mess with them too much. But it really is going to come down to what Metronome can do here for Levin, because this matchup does not look to be in his favor.
Yeah, but with Metronome, you never know.
You never know.
Yes.
Lunala coming out to start alongside Hariyama, Flesh Hands himself.
The return of Pinchy the Lobster and debut of I'll Cut You Down.
You see, this is a reference to Fire Emblem Heroes.
No
Yeah.
way. Pinchy the Lobster's in Fire Emblem?
Oh, Metronome!
Oh, the other one.
Yeah,
Bleakwind Storm!
what an interesting start there. But
That
Triple
was
Yeah,
getting set up.
Tornadus!
Yeah, too bad I run Trick
Oh my
Room.
gosh. Giving Bleakwind Storm from Metronome on that.
Oh my god, he's flinging it. Oh no, he's flinging it all over
He's
the
flinging
place.
the Flame Orb. Another Metronome.
Flame Orb, I don't need
Will
this
miss.
anymore.
Another Metronome coming out. Double kick. Won't do much damage thanks to that burn, though.
The funny thing is, I think double kick's a normal move.
No, it's fighting.
Oh. I must have mixed up with something else, maybe like double slap or something.
Maybe, Drain Punch will get blocked by the Protect. As... Oh my gosh. Rock Kirsty comes out to immediately die to Psyshock. Pinchy will survive to get the Metronome off. It's Crunch, super effective into Lunala. Still not doing that much though, being a physical attack coming from Magmortar.
Yeah, Magmar can be a bit more of a physical attacker, but Magmortar definitely
Yeah.
leans more towards the special.
Yeah, much more specialized. Aeroblast missing, unfortunately. Trick Room does end here. Could Lugia turn it around? It will recover. But we'll have to eat another Moongeist Beam in response. This Lunala just putting in the work here. As Hariyama switches out to Indeedee, the Psychic Terrain is up. Indeedee tanks that Aeroblast well, and another Moongeist Beam will finish things off here in game 1.
Yep.
Yeah, that
So
Trick Room
disappointed we
definitely
didn't
doing
get like
numbers.
So disappointed we didn't get like a Metronome Horn Drill KO or something stupid.
Yeah, unfortunately for Levin, the Metronomes kind of worked out more in Daniel's favor, especially with like that speed drop.
Yeah, thanks to
Bleakwind, yeah.
And also worth noting, Levin has a Tornadus in his draft team, but that is not what Metronomed the Bleakwind Storm.
Yeah, hopefully game 2, maybe Levin will get a bit more lucky with those Metronomes. Maybe try to shut down the Trick Room before it happens, but we will see.
Yeah, here we go. If this one could like if it could give Daniel like a speed boost here, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like the same lead coming out from Daniel.
Just like randomly skill swap Moody out of nowhere onto a Trick Room Mon. The Rage Fist coming out, taking a decent chunk out of Lunala's health there. But Trick Room will get set up now. And as will the Flame Orb activate.
Oh, and he flinged all over a place again.
This looks familiar.
This does
Yeah.
look familiar.
Deja vu. Metronome? High horsepower. Not going to do much with that burn.
Yeah, unfortunately, that car horsepower was not going to do much to Honda.
We got Gardevoir next to Iron Valiant here.
Yeah, with that psychic terrain, it's just gonna do even more damage.
Yeah.
With the Destiny Bond.
Destiny Bond coming out. Unfortunately, it's not targeted that turn though.
Oof,
Moongeist Beam
yeah.
will crit. Oh no, not even a crit. Just takes it down outright.
I don't think 11 brought multi-scale Lugia.
Helping Hand coming out for this Moongeist Beam, and that will take it out when Destiny Bond, before Destiny Bond can even come out. And Daniel takes the clean sweep, joining me as the other player to have a +8 differential at the end of week 1.
You're so lucky that Destiny Bond was not, helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, both Indeed's doing massive work in the sets that were brought to.
So with Destiny Bond, that would count as a KO for Gardevoir, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, if it worked out.
But yeah, that
But
is
there
the
were-
last of our games that happened this week.
Yeah. The 6 games came and went. Here's a look at the current standings as things stand. Didn't think that through. As we're seeing a two-way tie between the Malevolent Miraidons and the Judgment Day, with sitting 1 differential point ahead of the Plasma Proteans and Wayward Weaviles here at the top.
Yeah, you guys got lucky with your differential. We'll see how you guys fare next week.
Well, we do have to fight each other next week, so
Yeah.
one of us has fallen down the ranks
Armando,
quite a bit.
You could have been out. You could have been up here with us, but if you just didn't let one of your mons get KO'd.
It was optimal. I was letting a Moongus die for the cause. Oh, sorry, Brew Bonnet. Wrong one. Wrong
you
Yeah,
Pokemon.
I was gonna
know,
say I
that-
have a Moongus.
You know that sounds like a skill issue if I've ever heard one.
We'll be seeing that same talk next week. We'll see who has the skill issue. But you're looking at the MVP race. Obviously, Lunala standing very proudly at the top there, and
With its
Incineroar
7
right next to it.
KOs, 2 games.
Fortunately, my
The
highest
Incineroar-
placement was Lando T, a Pokemon I don't even like, but here we are.
Yeah, and my Golden Ghost sitting at third, 1 KO behind the Incineroar, but it may also mention with 1 fewer game played as well, and 3 fewer deaths.
Sounds like a skill issue, Denny. But yeah, very exciting week 1. Obviously, we have some very exciting matchups next week. Obviously, with the matchup between our commentators here, and
Yes,
a couple more.
let's
to
take a look
forward
at the
to.
Battle
schedule.
will be legendary.
Yeah, we have me versus Daniel, Matt versus Toad, the Eevee Alliance against Armando, Taco Lover against DJ, Marcus versus X Marks, the Battle of the Marks, and Hunter versus Levin. A
Yeah,
lot of
some
exciting
great stuff
matches.
to look forward
I'm excited
to,
for my own match against Daniel, and Marcus versus X Marks should be really exciting too.
for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
But yeah, that is probably going to be all for this week. Thank you very much for joining us.
Just remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, this season we'll finish Trust. If you don't like and subscribe, we won't finish this season. It is all in your hands. But yeah, that will be us
You
signing off.
believe in
This is Scrumptious.
Daniel 1018.
I just farted.